Hey, Crown Content Publications, followers, viewers, supporters, and listeners. Thank you for clicking on my live video again today on the Crown Content Publications YouTube channel where publishing and marketing content services finally meet. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Show your support by just, hitting that like button, uh, hitting that subscribe button so that you will be able to stay connected and be updated when we have future live streams just like these, or interviews with authors, entrepreneurs, poetry and writing events, and just opportunities we might be sharing that you might not want to miss. So, yeah, make sure you hit that like and subscribe so that you stay looped in with us on that note. Happy Sunday to everybody out there from the Crown Content Publications family as well. Uh, y'all let me know if you can hear me or not out there. I don't have. Why is my thing? Hold 1 second, guys. It's like I can't see my. 1 second. To be a part of what and making a difference possible to keep the power of business networking alive amongst the entrepreneurial, freelance, independent contractor community. A lot of people simply work for themselves, is what I'm saying. And we know this is just as much true when it comes to the writing sector of work. We're going to talk a little bit today about the top 10, maybe 15 writing jobs today, how much they're paying, why people choose these jobs, and then even if they prefer to work under others, for their money. What I mean is, you can work for a company, you can work for yourself. We're going to talk about that a little bit more. Opportunities, where we might be able to locate platforms that can help us as writers. It's been a minute since I did a stream like this, but of course, I'm happy to be back. We're also going to be back with more remote positions, opportunities for students, college students, independent learners, and stuff like that. Of course, when I can learn about new resources, referrals, grants, services to help. And see, people don't have to understand it. This mission already started. We already went through the pandemic and had to figure out ways, creative, legal, and also just ways and help out here to help independent people. A lot of people's businesses got shut down. For those who don't remember, a lot of them have gone back into business because everything is open. A lot of them haven't. See, it's just that crowd publishing content. We understand. We were writers before the pandemic, but that's another topic. kicking me off. That actually, I'm not gonna say I'm used to it. It's like one, at least every stream it can get it, but that's because the YouTube community and podcasting community doesn't even now. A lot of subscribers I've seen are there's always things to work on, get better so that content, bring the information more accurately. But I left off. It's not businesses. I say the pandemic was a 2.5 year to 3 year span of changes that for a lot of business owners. Whether you were sole proprietor, just a side gig, side hustler, whatever, it affected everybody differently. Okay, so if you got help for your business, like I left off saying, with funding, because they did have pandemic funding and relief and stuff like that out there for people, and you probably did make changes to what? It wasn't just to keep people's businesses going. How can you make your business better? Go ahead and use that opportunity to rebrand, relook at your business plan, relook at your accounts, where you've been missing money, where you can add revenue, things like that. I'm trying to say it in terms anybody can understand. Good morning to everybody out there. Don't forget to give this video a like to show your support. As y'all hear, my voice is sounding so much better. So I'm working on so many things, from the business to my own personal self, because we have to take care of ourselves, right, guys? Now, something like a cold, sickness, anything, you take care of yourself as good as you want to these days. It still might come, but that's why keeping our immune systems, just keeping our health routines as positive and great as we can, even amidst the times that we are living today. So I was explaining that I am Arthur Podcaster Miss Whitney for those and the host of this YouTube channel here, but also the publishing services coordinator of my own small writing business that we call Crown Publishing Content. You can learn more about us at contentcrownpublications.com. And then you can check out some other things in the description section. I'm going to pin some information in the comment section of this stream for anybody interested in being more of a supporter, follower, watching us grow. I'm going to talk a little bit more about freelance writing opportunities that people might not know about, or they are authors. They even might be successful ones, because everybody's definition of successful is different. Like everybody has a different goal with why they might bring something like a book about. Excuse me, y'all. So yeah, that's a whole fact. But there are other ways a writer could make money. That's just a fact. And so we're going to talk about that a little bit this morning. A lot of people, they go to Sunday services or Catholic mass, religious stuff on Sunday. So I don't even expect anybody to probably even, not many, because we're not there yet, but we do thank you guys for your support so far. We've been seeing the support. We just want to thank you guys from the bottom of our hearts, from the Crown Content Publications YouTube channel family. And we're still going to be networking. That's not stopping. That was a part of what I was saying in the beginning. Our mission coming in with our new mission throughout the pandemic, when we saw what other businesses and entrepreneurs were going through, to keep the power of business networking alive. Networking, pitches, branding ourselves, selling our business, because who does it for you when you're an entrepreneur, when you're a small business owner? Who is doing that work for you? You might be paying people to do it. That's fine. That still ties into this topic. There's a writer, we've talked about this on other segments, in just about every sector of business we can think of. Maybe not just one. I'm just talking in general. Like, there's a writer on every side. Music industry, film industry, hospitals, pretty much every job you can think of, writing is involved. You might be a hairstylist. You got to write. It's still business. Still business. There's writing in everything we do. So my point is, this segment could be for anybody, and for anybody's taste that might come across it later. We do ask for your support. Like the video, Or if you come across live this morning, feel free to take some notes or share this stream with a friend or close person that you know might be able to use this because they love to write. Because, see, even maybe this will help people when I tell more just things. And just go ahead and dive into this because this keeps booting me out for some reason. It's not even YouTube. It's just it might be. I hope not, but it looks like it's my and I have a strong Wi-Fi connection. It's crazy. Like, why would I get on here and not have all that set up? It's annoying sometimes. When it does that, then I have to kill because it'll mute me for a second when I'm in the middle of saying something. So let me go ahead and get straight into the information. This don't even have to be a live stream, but hopefully it does grow to the point where we have writers on here. That's what I wanted to get to. And y'all are in the comments asking your questions, other writers, publishing agents, whatever, publishers in here too, helping writers. Hopefully that clarifies the mission too a little bit. And entrepreneurs, like I said, writing ends up in every sector of business if we use. But my mission over here at Crown Publishing Content is to we understand entrepreneurs and small businesses. So, you know, we offer writing services to help them as well. So boom. You know, when it comes to you're gonna get that's one thing about the writing industry. A lot of y'all can agree. Even in some of the Facebook groups, LinkedIn groups, and stuff like that, we're in out here. Social media groups to stay connected with, you know, like-minded individuals. We'll for real. When you're gonna get with it. Let me explain what I mean by those skills anyway. Like learning this, how much more we're going to talk about how much the digital publishing industry has been as a whole, how much you can make as a freelance writer individual when you know your options. Just when it comes to jobs, the way that after you apply skills, after you discover that, hey, this is what I would like to do, knowing your options, you know, from the digital world to actual companies, which a lot of companies have a digital presence. They have some type of social media platform community, website. That's two already. A lot of these companies and businesses, apps, right? They might have an app where you can stay connected to their businesses or services or products. So that's three I just named. They might even have books. They might even have merch where you can go purchase that somewhere because not every business is where they, you know, on their website is where you can purchase the merch. I hope this is making sense. You know, they might have a separate website where you can purchase your products or services and things like that. And you want to ask those questions when it comes to the reliability of freelancers that you are trusting too. So we're going to talk about it on both sides if we talk about it on the Crown Content Publications channel, because you would have to be careful. We're not saying that, because I would agree as a person that most freelancers are trustworthy. But, just the truth and fact about it is, when we're talking about this side of the world and the route, it's not just construction workers that might contract somebody on. Contract type business happens all in and out in all kind of businesses. What I'm saying is, in the writing industry, or this type of work, when you choose that this is what you want to do, how we want to look as freelancers, from the integrity side to the skills and experience and how we are presenting and pitching our skills and work, how we're going to have to, how, yeah, that's going to take, not just, everybody loves talking about the investing part, investing in your promotion and marketing, right? Because affiliate marketing is also one of those bigger fields of work, in 2023, in the new millennium, that people are making a lot of money in, which still includes writing. hmm Everybody loves talking about that side of the investment, but it's also gonna it's also going to require more of an investment from you if you're a freelancer. And I'm not just talking about the finance and money side when I say that. Yeah, because see, now you're the one pushing, hopefully pushing your work and actually getting the work done, earning that great brand name. You can choose the brand name and the pitch and all of that good stuff, and what your your statement, mission, your mission statement, and all that stuff is, but how you're presenting yourself, what the actual quality of the business, the writing, when people experience your work as a freelancer, what are they saying? Now, for the most part, if it's good work, people gonna let you know that. They want to let the world know. They're gonna keep coming back to you. A lot of people are not like that. When they feel like they found something that works for them and their business, because people do take their businesses serious, sometimes they're not telling the world. They might tell you by going ahead and signing a contract with you as a freelance writer, saying, "Hey, I would like for you to continue writing for my business." They might not want to make it everybody business, when it comes to internet and public business, because people do leave reviews. This is the new way, work so much, they actually want to keep that person. Now, is that saying they're limiting that entrepreneur or contractor or freelancer to just working for them? No, I'm just saying how not everybody exploits, who they work with, or who they chose to contract with, and how the business was, because they liked them so much. Could y'all agree? You know, but yes, hopefully my channel does build to the point where, like, when I'm doing live streams like this, straight up, we have a community of writers, just like we do in the groups and social media platforms. I might get a quicker response right now, for example. I can show y'all one day. I don't know. But like, if I was on social media right now, not on YouTube, but on social media, and I've had bigger, crime publishing content has history, of a big following and things like that. I take pages down, I restart them, I rebrand, I do that, but we are still the same business name with the same mission. We've just added things like, trying to keep the power of business networking alive by networking and promoting more and other entrepreneurs, not just ourselves. Boom. I brought that up because if I was to get on social media right now and just ask a question like, "Hey, what is your opinion of money that could be made for freelance writers?" I'm going to get like probably 20 comments in 2 minutes. Right now, if in some of the groups I'm in, that's what you call a network. That's what you call a community of writers who have experience, who have different backgrounds, who are helping one another try to get to the next level. Because we all do usually have different goals as writers. Writing is just the craft, the art, the business, like we're talking about today. But the next part is where we want to take ourselves with that. Which part of it, or which parts with the S of it, of writing in the business, how far do we want to go? Are we trying to make a full blown income salary off of this every day, or every month, every year? How are we doing? You know, so those type of questions to encourage freelance workers out there, freelance writers. So, anyways, one of my first tips of advice would be to embrace your work. And I say this is a tip of advice for any entrepreneur, freelancer. The level, people might not understand it from the outside looking in, but those that are supposed to get it do. Um, eluding something like self confidence, a pitch, knowing exactly what your mission is. Um, Once again, embracing your work with every customer or client that you experience, I feel like takes you a long way. That's why that's number one on my list when it comes to becoming a freelancer. What do we look at? What really comes with this? When you're a freelance writer, or when you begin to hire a contract with freelancers, what can you expect? What should you look for to keep yourself protected? I mean, I'm not saying people don't have great experiences. That's why business networking connections still exist. Businesses still work with each other, right? But I'm saying how we have to be a little more cautious. Um, Because at the same time, in the way we have it, real life, I'm still thankful for that. And because every country and their dynamics and laws and all that stuff is different. But the way we have it, you can be an individual, start a business. You got a lot of people doing that, a lot of experienced people, inexperienced. You don't know what level they're on until you ask questions. Are you entry level, or sometimes their reviews tell the story, or this or that? Still, it's important to have the discussion all the time in the published industry and community of publishers and writers and people that get these gigs, to talk about how we should remain being careful, right? When we are independent contractors, okay? I guess we could say I'm just warming up a little bit. I'm just glad my voice is better. I want to give out some good information. I said I'm just gonna dive in so I don't have too many interruptions or breakups with my connection on the stream this morning, okay? Um, let's talk about embracing our work as independent contractors, freelancers, and entrepreneurs, like I left off saying. You have to understand what you do for people as a writer to begin with. Yes, we're finna talk about that in a minute. The money that can be made with this, but I'm just trying to, as a publishing services coordinator, something or somebody, if I'm working on the side of a writer, helping them get a project done, the type of advice and stuff I would be telling them, right? And that comes out later too. When people are saying, hey, when I worked with her, my work came out beautifully. The vision I was trying to create that I pictured in my head, she actually was able to help me like that's what we do at Crown Publishing Content. We're not just trying to do it for the books I publish or the books one of my so, for the stories and work that we do. That's just how it is. And talking about that, as freelancers and independent contractors, how we can have goals that we set for ourselves and how we can grow them. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that. But just talking about those steps along the way, embracing your work, you can dodge or alleviate a lot of the failures I mean, like, look at the pandemic. A lot of businesses were affected straight up because of something like employees calling in, coworkers can't work, people quitting, stuff like that was real. How do our businesses survive? And then, I'm sorry, y'all, I was just like in school for business as this some of this stuff was happening. First four bachelors, then I mean I could talk about the whole story. I'm not going to go there right now, but it was a time to experience that. I had so many questions like, how would a business? So we're thankful for the help and stuff that was out there, the funding and things like that, because you might have had to hire more staff or had something like a higher turnover rate when something like a virus or a sickness is going around. If you were an independent contractor, we talked to them on some of our podcasts, like how would you guys have survived, or how did y'all maneuver, still pay bills, still get paid for your products, services, or work? Did the access to social media and stuff like that help your business? How did you guys do it? I mean, social media is social media, but then you have the art of learning how to monetize and really keep your business flowing as fluently, what's the word? As efficiently, steadily as it could with something like the internet. A lot of households were um, the affordable connectivity program, the free Wi-Fi through companies like AT&T, Spectrum. Um, Different cable companies, Xfinity and stuff like this. A lot of phone companies too, where you got the free Wi-Fi. So what were businesses doing? Independent contractors, freelancers, entrepreneurs. Crown Publishing Content wanted to know, and we thought we would make a mission out of it, like and even supporting them by helping share things like grants for entrepreneurs in different states, or grant opportunities, or maybe contests for writers, book contests, poetry contests, all type of writing contests. It's been a minute since I shared one of those segments too, but there's still a lot of contests right now. Writers can find themselves competing in and winning money before the end of 2023, or at least becoming a winner. But they are judging work right now, so I'd like to stay aware of it. Anybody could be looking for that information, or maybe sometimes I go submit work. I'm not gonna act like I don't. I might even start sharing more accomplishments right here on the channel, since we do have a platform to inspire other writers. Like responses I've actually gotten from publishing companies when it came to poetry contests and stuff like this. Maybe not always winning them, but definitely you get a feedback. It's always an experience in itself to even have gotten to compete. Some of them you might get invited to come and receive your award in person, and there's like I mean, like I say, everybody got different goals. They have different goals when it comes to their work as writers. You can work for a company if you want to and be a content writer or something, a copywriter or something. But that don't mean you might not have a gift for poetry and might still want to win, bands of money on the side because you have a gift. Not just going to spoken poetry contests, but actually online digital contests that publishers host all the time. Crown Publishing Content about to start back hosting our own, right, to help poets and to promote them, and to just because that's another way sometimes talent is scouted as well. You host these type of events online or in person, and you find out that people have real gifts and talent with poetry or writing or spoken word or something like music, writing that lyrical gifts too when it comes to writing. So we talked about embracing our work as freelancers and entrepreneurs, not just as freelance writers, but that's going to take you a long way once you make that step, or uh, make the decision that you are more comfortable with the entrepreneurial freelancer side of your work, of giving back to the world, if you will. That's beautiful and everything, but you would also want to make sure you brainstorm when it comes to putting that plan together, offering your own services as a freelancer or entrepreneur. Boom, what plan are we talking about when we talk about a plan for a freelance or entrepreneur writer, though? What content are you interested in writing? What is your strongest area? I guess is another way to ask it of writing when it comes to the plan, the services, the products you're going to be offering as a writer because you now you're a freelancer entrepreneur. I mean, we're talking to the ones that choose to go this route, already on this route. They're the ones can chime in on a topic like this, leave a comment in the comment section, check out our website, connect with us, book a consultation. Everybody's first one is absolutely free, but we do still do that. We're networking with writers over here at the Crown Publishing Content family. So we said what type of content because content can also be video and audible these days as well. So there's many reasons why you might need a writer on your team. Anyway, what content are you choosing? To work with. What can we if we contact you as a freelance writer, entrepreneur writer? What type of work are you able to help us with? Reports, blogs, poetry, music, film, scripts, articles, journals. I mean, we get that this is your side gig. We're trying to support your hustle. We're trying to support your mission when we're freelance writers, entrepreneurs. We have apps out here already, for example, like Upwork, right? Where freelancers can look for gigs, they can look for work from people that are hiring writers. I mean, and all over the globe, I think, if I have this correct. But you also have those that can post gigs like, hey, I'm looking for a writer. Boom, I'm looking for a writer. This is how much I'm paying. This is the type of experience I'm looking for. They kind of had, I love Upwork. It's been a minute since I've been on there, but like I said, if I can personally verify or maybe give my opinion or reference to that site for freelancers and entrepreneurs, it's a great one. Because if I needed to find a writer to help me with a project, I was always able to do that. If I just was looking for, want to make $60 or $200, I could get on Upwork also and look for, certain type of writing gigs. Okay, they're gonna have just like you're on Indeed or something. It's gonna have what you need, what qualifications they're looking for, how if they're looking to steadily pay or what they're looking for. And even when I would post these postings, I would have to put what I'm looking for, how I'm willing to pay you, on what basis. If there's a contract involved, this is how it goes. I hope we know this as freelancers and entrepreneurs. A contract just saves us all a lot of trouble sometimes because we get to see what's clear at the beginning of the picture when it comes to something like being hired as a writer or, and writing for others or hiring somebody to write for us. Because do know that work you hire will resemble and reflect your business at one point or another. So, I mean, I'm just reminding us it's a great topic, in my opinion. Then, once you decide, okay, this is the niche that I'm going to pick up, this is the type of writing uh, sector or field I want to go in. Let's talk about some of those sectors or fields when we're brainstorming becoming a freelance writer, making full blown income off of just the that type of work. Okay, you got grant writers. These are the top 10 I was talking about a second ago, actually. Uh, According to medium.com, actually, in Medium, medium.com. I've used them before as well to post blogs. Y'all can find probably articles. They're probably old, but articles posted by Crown Publishing Content on the Medium platform. When you look up Crown Publishing Content on there. I don't know if I had did my presence under Crown Publishing Content or Crown Content Publications at the time, but I do believe it's Crown Publishing Content because that's my actual business writer name, as an entrepreneur, as a sole proprietor. Boom. So everybody does theirs different. Not every author or writer or person chooses to brand themselves as a whole writer. When it comes to the business side, because I was going to get there in a second, but these are the writing jobs right now, and that could pay you for sure anywhere between six figures and over six figures a year. So I let y'all. My streams are always just to inspire writers and others to go do their own research, maybe come back and give us information and stuff like that they found. Like I said, just building that writers community forum here, right here on YouTube too, for when we do these type of streams, because that's just something that I want to do. Grant writers are in demand. Oftentimes, when you apply for something like a grant, every grant is different, and the qualifications and what they require you to do to even, as an applicant, to even be considered for the funding. That's with any business or any individual that's applying for it. There might be some writing involved. Okay, so grant writing is in demand. We all pretty much, I don't want to sound vague, so let me speak that part of it too, because we're talking universally when we talk to writers on here on this channel. Um, Regardless of which one of these I named that are in demand, don't just remember the sky's the limit. If you know that, you know what, I probably would be interested in helping people, and I never really thought about how helping people, I could just be doing that through writing and something like helping people obtain grants for their businesses or for college or whatever, job training, whatever. That might be the beginning of it. But the next step would be, of course, to sharpen up those skills. They're online. There are all kind of classes because everybody doesn't take the college university route to get their skills and knowledge up in a particular field study of work. So, boom. I hope I said enough right there. But you would want to do your research right there. So, boom, grant writer. Grant writer was number one. Speech writer, content writer could be text, visual, audio, like we mentioned earlier. These type of creators, these type of writers also are in demand in the new era. In something like 2023, copywriters, technical writers, editors are definitely in demand still. I bet editors always have been, in my personal opinion. Medical writers and ghostwriters. Ghostwriters is more what our topic is about today in its own way. When you're a freelance, something like a freelance writer or entrepreneurial writer, somebody who offers your writing services to pay yourself, to pay your business. Okay, and hopefully the next step would be to offer quality work, so that you can keep that business persistent and running as efficiently as you need for regular income. What I was saying is some are already doing it, just full blown writing in one of these areas in of career work, making full blown income. Let's talk about sites that pay you to write. Contenta, Contena, Listverse, 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 The Penny Hoarder, Writers Hub, Skyward, SKY Word, okay, Skyward, Contently, Pro Blogger. Y'all's job is to go do the research. Come back and tell us what you found, what you think. Were you able to make some money off of one of these platforms? I told y'all about a few already in my personal experience, like Upwork. Um, Text Broker, Textbroker, text broker, right? Because you could be an author, your book selling slow, right, or something like that, or you're still as a self-published author still learning how to get your books on the right avenues, platforms, shelves, and stuff like that. As you get to that process, what we're saying at the Crown Content Publications YouTube channel is you can still be making money. Just like a college student has to still make money as they know the goal after they obtain a degree and boom, hit that career making that steady money. But don't they have to make money along the way in the process, even fast for everybody knows this. They have to maybe, even if it's 2 or 3 part-time job, they got to make some type of living to still take care of themselves to be okay until they reach that goal. We're going to talk about that a lot on our platforms when it comes to helping to edify entrepreneurs and writers. I think that's the part a lot of people miss. That's why a lot of our journeys might take longer than others too. It doesn't always have to be that it took, most success stories, this long, long, long route. I don't want it to be there for everybody if it don't have to be. We just have new tools and things that make publishing digital content way more efficient, faster, quicker. You know, you could actually, put yourself on. Many people did it. We were just talking about that. Many people already do this. They write for a full time. This is what they do. They can take vacations and take their laptops with them and write all their life. And this is what they love to do. And they're good at what they do. And businesses need writers. We just named 10, 12. Uh, Grant writer, speech writer, content writer, copywriter, technical writer, editor, medical writer, and ghostwriters. In any career you can think of, they probably have one of these writers or a team of these writers working behind the scenes. As an entrepreneur, small business, why don't you deserve such? Is the question today. When it talks about keeping the power of business networking alive, maybe alleviating or what is that called? Dodging some of the things that did affect us as businesses when something like a pandemic hit the last time. Why are writers important again? I just talked about how many of these big businesses and corporations anyway have a team of writers behind the scenes. Writers, we talked about the art and the history. We've been getting some responses on the social media. When it comes to the topic of storytelling, the art, the history, and the evolution, it still kind of ties into this topic. How convenient. I mean, we didn't even talk about the money side, but this topic is more better for that. The money side in the way that we're able to tell stories now and how they can just go viral and the person be monetized like that and make money off of this content. What do y'all mean? We're going to talk about that more and more and more. Our name is Crown Content Publications on this platform. And we also have a Rumble account now. I'm going to actually start trying to work over there as well on Rumble. But when I do, I will be sharing the links and things right here on our community forum so that you guys that subscribe are able to follow that when we move. When we get more of our presence built on that side, okay? Because we would appreciate y'all support over there too. Following us and then leave us in the comments. Your name on Rumble. We'll follow you. Current content publications. We like news. We like we like news for sure. We like documentaries. We like book type channels, authors supporting business channels, business news channels, and stuff like that. So y'all can leave your Rumble account links and stuff like that in the comments. Crown Publishing Content is going to come support you. Okay, so boom. We talked about those. I'm going to name a few more. I'll name List, Verse, and Medium. Medium, we have a presence on there as far as blogs and articles, Crown Content Publications does. But we are just telling other people who might be interested in their own blog platforms, I mean, as far as writers in this type of work, because of course, Medium also monetizes and pays you once your articles begin to get so many views and clicks, okay? That's just how they work. And I don't know, it's one I want to recommend. We talked about affiliate marketing too, how people have already been making money on that side. Doing more promotion, marketing, sharing, advertising and stuff like this for small businesses like boutiques and stores, online stores, and all kind of businesses for sure. I'm just giving y'all where to start to research something you could be doing from home or, like I said, traveling doing. This is the this is the gateway to writers. So you want to locate platforms for entrepreneurs to begin with, or this could help any entrepreneur, but for the freelance writers and entrepreneur writers we're talking to today for sure. Apps like Nextdoor, Upwork, like I mentioned already, Fiverr, Craigslist. You want to remember those and really have them bookmarked. If you're a business person anyway, a writer, you should have things like a laptop, tablet. I mean, these days, even if you don't, but you're going to end up needing at least one device if you're going to call yourself freelance and networking entrepreneurially, doing those type of contracts with other freelancers. You're going to need a device. So, anyways, you might have those devices and stuff like that. You want to have these things bookmarked or saved somewhere. Nextdoor, Upwork, Fiverr, Craigslist, social medias where you can market and promote your writing services or yourself, your brand as a writer. You can even find yourself going door to door. I wrote that on my list here because first of all, a lot of businesses did have and are right now solar panel companies, all kind of companies still go door to door and offer their services or product. Okay, let's talk about this as freelancers and entrepreneurs, and how though I don't have the, I because I'm gonna say I put the project together before for something to go door to door with a business venture I was doing. I just love being an entrepreneur because people never know what's coming next. All I know is we have to get to the money and legally a lot of times. So not just a lot of times. I said a lot of times like that because that's where your resources, referrals, and what you know might kick in when you need help. When you know you have to keep it legal and stuff like that. So I'm not ashamed to say it on this channel. And as an entrepreneur, how that has grown me greatly, and how yeah, that's at the bottom of my belly and soul to help others as well. Probably not with every connection that I end up coming across or get, but that's why we have consultations and stuff like that available too. If people are very serious about learning more about something, they can even contact my small business. So that's how that works over here. Um, yeah, so those platforms like Nextdoor, Upwork, Fiverr, Craigslist, social medias, or going door to door. I had put a project together where I even had the lanyard badges that my freelance contractors were going to work for me who would agree they were going to be making a certain commission off of how much, they got me sold and we go door to door. I really wanted to get that experience just about 2 or 3 years ago with a business venture I was doing. I can't say that I personally got that far, but I definitely have been on that level before. And it was like the pandemic too. So boom, we could have had our mask on and still handled our business maybe, not much contact, just coming to their door asking if they might be interested in a service or product that you're offering. Just remembering that old way, or maybe passing out your cards and having that business pitch ready, knowing if it's something like you're a freelancer entrepreneur, you're offering writing services, knowing exactly how you can help people when they do ask or approach you with how you might be able to help them as a entrepreneur or another small business. Okay, let's talk about creating jobs versus landing jobs. Okay, it's so funny because in the era of social media and technology and digital content, yes, people are creating jobs. They're creating jobs for themselves. They're creating jobs for others. I might not, I might not know everything everybody's doing, but that shows in itself. Before you even look at the statistics, okay, that's why you have like these successful comedians that use social media to their advantage. They were able to create jobs for others. You have these different actors and stuff that play in their skits from time to time on different videos. They even get more famous people to start collabing and networking with them. Other famous comedians and things like this. It's always applaudable and commendable. But I look at things like that as a writer. There might be somebody who writes their scripts. It might start off being a comedian, but it might end up being somebody else later, depending on how busy they end up getting. Let's talk about how sometimes that's a whole reason why you end up building a team. You got so much to do. I mean, the project is going so well and positively, you end up having to hire and contract on freelancers. A lot of times, these actors already have their own Instagram accounts. They're already models. They're already actors themselves. This is what you call business networking and keeping the power alive. They just made a feature scene in one of your skits on video content, but now, boom, everybody can go check them out. They might, leave their Instagram or something at the bottom of the content. And we're just talking, I'm putting it in this form because it's easy to see how somebody like an actor, a freelance or independent or entrepreneur actor, can brand themselves today with something like social media. It's the same thing with a writer then. Just opening up, and this is to encourage and inspire writers and opening up you guys' hearts and minds a little bit too. the opportunities we have today, no matter where you're starting from. Okay. So we were talking about creating jobs and like how the comedians have done it, but how writers have begun doing it. Uh, and probably all kind of different forms of work. Like I said, just about every business today probably has some type of online presence or platform as well to connect with their customers, clients, and supporters, followers, and all of these things. Okay. Uh, Creating jobs versus landing jobs. So you have those independent contractors, freelancers, entrepreneurs too that are looking to land jobs. They're not looking to create them. That doesn't take away from their talent, gift, skill in that same industry of work. They're looking to land. They're looking to land a job, making a salary amount as a writer. There's nothing wrong with that. We're talking about how at Crown Content Publications, Crown Publishing Content, we understand both sides and how we're trying to help you, regardless of what your goal is, moving forward as a writer. If you wanted to learn more, if you want to book a free consultation, calendly.com/. Crown dash publishing dash content. I'm also going to leave that link in the comments section after this screen. Our Cash App is down here at the bottom for anybody who might be a writer or know a writer or just want to support small Black businesses or independent Black writers in 2023. Any small or great contribution is appreciated. But see, yeah, I'm a writer. I leave my information sometime in the comments for y'all to go check out links to my work as well too. But we help writers. That's what our business is about. That's what I do. You know what I mean? I don't just write my own books. We help businesses and individual writers. So I feel like that ties in because I just said creating jobs when we're writers versus landing jobs when we're writers. Some people's most traditional way, or the only way they know when they think of us or look at us as writers or somebody with this gift, skill, or talent, they think, oh, well, they put that label. Well, that's Arthur. Okay. But that Arthur created a job when that Arthur wrote, self-published that book on their own. They created that work for themselves. They chose to do that work and publish that work and promote and market that work. They just created a whole job for themselves because really they can do whatever more. They can build off that book or write more books or whatever, make a community group, book club, however they choose to go when it comes to creating income or revenue from that book. So they created a job once they did that, or once they published that digital content, or once they published that digital video, or boom, that's creating work in itself. Now, these platforms, like I just named, Nextdoor, Upwork, Fiverr, Craigslist, they just are the tools. Sometimes they help you do that to create that job. It's your intellectual property or thought or idea, when it comes to that job, when you're creating it, when we talk about freelancers and entrepreneurs versus looking to land a job. You might be a freelancer entrepreneur. You just say, hey, I've already branded myself. I'm standing on my own. I know what I do. I know what I bring to the table, but I am also willing to land a job for, whatever type of company you're trying to, yeah, boom, with your services. Somebody might say, look, I'm trying to get a job with Warner Brothers, but they are independent contract. They are independent actor. They are independent extra in movies, right? They work for themselves. They find their own gigs and land these gigs, right? And they're trying to land a ultimate long-term job with somebody like Warner Brothers. That's what I'm talking about. Creating jobs versus landing jobs. Okay, Warner Brothers definitely creates jobs. Come on now. Pixar, you know, what's the other one? Lionsgate. They create jobs. This is what they do. Which side, what we started off from the beginning, a freelance writer asking themselves, which side, which area of writing do you choose to grow in? Do you want to go? Which avenue? What you want to help submit stories to the news? What you want to do? You want to do more reporting type, because you can do that as an entrepreneur, as a freelancer. Start your own channel, start your own documentary set, get your own thing going with Netflix. What you want to do? You want to start a blog? You want to just write articles, journals, and submit them to colleges. What you got going? You want to write music? You like film scripts? You like plays? Like boom! This is the artistry of writing in itself. How vast and broad the sector is to begin with. Contracts. Oh, we talked about that a little bit already. When it came to branding yourself and embracing your work, all of that, the confidence, how level-headed you must always be because you're an independent. You're more not just. I mean, do y'all know what comes with being a boss? Are you embracing your work? Do people feel comfortable with your work? Do they feel comfortable with how they can reach you when they're looking for your work? How exactly your work can help them because you branded yourself that powerfully, that you branded yourself because this is what being a freelance entrepreneur looks like. You want to research the way writers are paid. How can you know which way you want to go? Because if it's something like you want to be one of the most highest paid writers, you definitely want to research the way writers are paid. Because you can be one of the most highest paid writers and also be a freelance or entrepreneur writer. You have to know the direction that you want to go. Just to helping somebody out there. How what can help us when it comes to how we branded ourselves, pitching ourselves to others, whether it's on social media or in person, when we are looking to either create or land jobs as writers. Uh, you can find yourself putting together something like a writing portfolio, maybe a website or a blog they can go check out that talks all about you and your life and your work and your business and what you do. I'm talking about in the new age of digital technology. This is how you can promote and market yourself. And your pitch, we talked about that already. Okay, let's talk about how the e-learning industry, this is pretty much, y'all listen to this. The e-learning industry is crazy. Is expected to make 300 billion by 2025. There has to be a writer or two out there who finds that information interesting. I think I might even end up going more. I don't know, I just know I have a love to write, but like I feel like business news is so interesting. And the people that write it, we have to love them. But according to one article here, the e-learning industry is expected to make 300 billion by 2025. This consists of them people who work in the e-learning industry, who put content together, who put curriculum, classes, whether it's for a school or training or job, because a lot of jobs you got to sit through something like an orientation or training, maybe your first week, 2 or a couple of days. There are somebody who worked behind the scene to put those videos together, to put those tests together that you have that you have to take just for a job. We're not even talking about school yet. So I can see why they're expected to make 300 billion by 225. I'm sorry, 2025. What that's practically telling us is more people are learning digitally, more people are accessing information online. Whether you jump into the e-learning industry to make some of this $300 billion yourself or not, people are already moving that direction. Not just as far as the workers behind the scene. We're talking about the actual consumers, those who prefer content and information on the internet. As a independent or freelancer writer, why wouldn't you consider taking your work more serious on the internet, on social media platforms, on the platforms that the presence? Why not hire a writer or a team of writers to help keep their business flowing online? Just the questions we ask within the writing communities. Creating jobs versus landing jobs. Back to the e-learning industry. The e-learning industry has apparently opened so many jobs from Amazon Kindle platforms and other platforms that resemble them, who let, people who like to write and who have them, who let them publish their work. What you mean? And make a profit themselves. And so these platforms turn around and make a profit. It's a lot to talk about when it comes to the e-learning industry. If you ask me, one of the biggest, this means then this is one of the biggest money making industries in the new era. Uh, Digital publishing, digital content, e-learning industry is just one sector. You may be finding a group homeschool online platform that's already successful and landing a job. Then we talk about creating versus landing a job with a homeschool that's already established who's looking for somebody to help them create video and digital content to keep their courses not only updated, because y'all know with a lot of educational type training with careers and school, the content does have to be updated. It has to be, and it has to meet guidelines and stuff like that, requirements. Now, of course, us homeschool instructors, we kind of have more of the freedom to create the curriculum. Um, but there's nothing wrong with even us hiring uh, people in the e-learning industry willing to create content like curriculum and stuff like that to help us too. But when I talk about it from my stance on my podcast, I feel like I'm a good candidate because I've been on both sides, even for companies and businesses creating curriculum, writing curriculum, and creating these like curriculum type schedules for learners. I've been on that side, and then I've been on that side of doing it for my own children, and I've been on the side of paying others or maybe working with others to try to allow them, in their curriculum with my early learners at home. So I feel like, yeah, it's worth talking about. Maybe I didn't know up until 2 weeks ago or something that the e-learning industry alone, I knew some things. Like I even had an idea, vision not that long ago to start my own homeschool online platform. And I'm saying it's a gift to be able to know, not just want to do it, but say that you have the skills if you wanted to actually bring something like that outside of the team I would need. And I know why, because if I just do it by myself, it's going to take me, but I can dedicate the rest of 2024 if I wanted to doing something like that. If I know it's going to take a long time because it's just me doing it, but I do know I have the skills and talents to do it, I would have to dedicate more of my time to do it. I'm not saying it would take a year. I'm just saying if I wanted to dedicate just all my time to bringing, because like I just read here, the e-learning industry is expected to make 300 billion by 2025. And there's nothing wrong with dreaming, wanting to be one of the um, part of, that age taking place. Wanting to be a part of the ones who was able to generate income and also help others with the services and with the curriculum and with the e-courses online and stuff we were able to offer, wanting to be a part of that. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with it. I never talk too much anyway. People never know what I'm working on. And that's what's great about life. So, because even our YouTube presence on here is only a year, probably a little over a year old now. So, and it's doing great, and we appreciate you guys' support. I mean, great in everybody's eyes is different. We're thankful for every new subscriber. We had two new ones over the weekend. Shout out to you two guys. Whether you found Crown Content Publications on Facebook or wherever, we don't care where you came from. We appreciate your support. And one thing we do is subscribe back as well. But a lot of times, if I see you don't have like a subscribing follower at all, that usually means that tuber is not really, they don't have a channel where you have to do all that. And I never be wanting to look like a weirdo and be subscribing to people with no subscribers. But for the most part, if we see you have a following, we do subscribe back. Even this stream, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. But if you were interested in the e-learning industry, creating outlines and course lessons per module, per 6 week, stuff like that. When you say something like a module is what your work would look like. Okay. Now, to me, in the writing industry, we just are a lot of people with a lot of patience because it takes somebody like that anyway to sit there and finish a whole book. Or we know how to maneuver our lives and time and everything if we want to make projects like breed. You have, this is your sector of work or whatever. So boom, that's what it could look like. Creating curriculum. Writing is just one subject when you talk about a class. Let's say you're creating the curriculum for a whole fifth grader, for a whole school year, something like that. But the pay on the other side could be very lucrative. Okay, boom. Thank y'all for tuning in to another segment with the Crown Content Publications YouTube channel, where publishing and marketing content finally meet. Thank you for your support. I'm Arthur Podcaster Miss Whitney. We'll be back with a few more streams that help to edify and just encourage and inspire other writers across the globe. We will be back soon. Give this video a like. Send your contributions to Crown Content Publications if you want to support our mission. Leave your opinions or expressions on anything I had to say on this stream today, or if you want to, add to, leave it in the comments. I'm going to pin that separate podcast where we've interviewed authors in the comment section, previously recorded segments with authors and entrepreneurs just like you guys. And then the link to where you guys can book consultations if you like to network or connect with crime publishing content soon. Thank you guys for your support, and until next time.